Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, a quick one today, and some of the stuff that I read in a couple of weeks in the comments and in the forum, etc. Kind of made me wanted to make a video about it. So yeah, today we are going to talk about the Mig-25, possibly the quote-unquote counter to the F-14. It's not exactly that, because they're not made to fight each other, but still, I think it's one addition that should be made in War Thunder and should be added in the next coming patches. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be added this patch, of course, and I don't think it's going to be added anytime soon, to be honest. I think we might see something like a MiG-29 first or something like that, but I still think that the Mig-25 should be added, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. First of all, let's talk about the variant that I want to be added, in my opinion, which is the PD variant or the PDS. Both of them are pretty alright. One of the later variants of the PDS would be pretty good because made the normal P variant PD standard, has the ability to fly a little bit faster, and it would be 3,000 kilometers per hour, R40RDs, which would be basically a longer range variant of, not variant, but a longer ranger missile from the R24. Basically turns the same, but it would have like 3 times the range, no, not 2 times, time and a half, I think the max range, but the effective range would be like 2 times, and like close to the AIM-7F, a little bit more probably, close to 30 kilometers of effective range. Pulse Doppler radar, the PD or PDS, Pulse Doppler radar, R40RDs and TDs, all aspect missiles, ability to carry 4 R60s or R60Ms, IRST, climb rate of around 210 meters, very good roll rate, very good high ceiling, SPO-15 Berioza RWR, chaff and flare dispensers, stuff like that would make the aircraft, I think, flyable. I know a lot of people talk about its underwhelming maneuverability of technically 4.5 Gs, but it's a safe limit. Like the F-14 had 6.8 Gs limit, but you can get to, I don't know, 12 Gs in War Thunder with it. So don't expect War Thunder to respect, safety limits of aircraft. Really don't expect that, because that doesn't make any sense. We'll probably take around 8 to 10 Gs max, without braking. But you have to think that it's such a fast aircraft that would probably make it, of course, not turning very well. It's not a dogfighter, it is an interceptor, and that really doesn't make it bad, okay? A lot of people say it's bad because it doesn't turn. Try flying the F-104, okay? Try flying aircraft like that, and you will see what I'm talking about. If it's really bad at it, you can always, lower the BR, but in general, it is very fast at accelerating to Mach 2, and it would be the fastest aircraft in the game, and being able to withstand with in real life reports of 11 Gs. So it is capable of turning, okay? It's just not as capable as an F-14 or a MiG-23 MLD. The idea here, let's divide these two ideas. Like we got this performance issue, let's get that out of the way, okay? It's one of the it's going to be the fastest aircraft in the game. Powerful engines, powerful radar, doesn't have a gun, but its missiles counter that. It will have flares, it will have everything. It's still like a late third generation aircraft, so yeah, it's not the most maneuverable thing ever. Of course it's not. It's not made to be like that. but it is actually going to be like a bridge between more modern aircraft and basically the older aircraft that we have in the Soviet Union, and especially a bridge that we need to counter the F-14. I think the F-14 is, I mean, we should wait, but I think the MiG-23, even though it can win dogfights against the F-14, in BVR the R-24 has really low range. You know that the R-24, even though it's one of the best missiles at closer ranges, maybe even better than the Sparrow F, but at longer ranges is going to lose to the Phoenix and to the Sparrow F. And it only carry two missiles, the MiG-23 MLD. So not saying that it's going to be weak. I'm just saying that in BVR, when you have 10 F-14s in the other team, I think it's I think we need to have a counter to that in the BVR department. And the MiG-25 is basically that, a BVR department for a counter to the F-14. Okay, so basically for the performance, this is it, man. It's not going to turn very well. 11 Gs, 12 Gs maybe. It doesn't have a cannon. Not the most maneuverable thing ever, but it is very fast, very powerful radar for the time, pull stopper, very very powerful missiles, and just a bridge to future MiGs, you know. Let's talk a little bit more just in the performance. There is manual saying that it is capable of 1,445 kilometers per hour at sea level, or Mach 1.17. So when you are flying kind of light, so yeah, most of the things that you hear about this aircraft are lies, okay? Every font that I get, every source that I get, I'm going to leave it in the description. But yeah, a lot of things that you see in the internet are fake, man. So even the things that I'm reading. So if you have something about that, that it's not biased, of course, leave in the comments and we will take a look. But yeah, normally a lot of people are just saying that the F-14 is the best aircraft ever made and it's going to win even against fifth generation aircraft. And every time people talk about the MiG-25, they are always talking about how bad it is, and it's not that bad, okay, man. They built 50% more of them than the F-14, for example, so they built around 1,100 of them. The Soviets were not going to build that if it was bad, okay. So just think about that a little bit. Of course, there was like 5,000 MiG-23s, and the MiG-23 is considered one of the worst aircraft ever made. And 5,000 built, I mean, come on, connect the dots, okay? So yeah, but basically this is it for the performance. Amazing aircraft, very fast, interceptor, very very good missiles, no cannons, and yeah, but still would have flares and stuff like that. Very good roll rate, very high acceleration, fast climb rate, etc etc. As I said before, for the variants, as I said, we would not receive the early variants of the MiG-25. We would not receive the P variant from 1967, 1968, 69, which is introduction was full scale introduction was like around 1971, but still they were flying around when the era that the F4E was actually entering production. So yeah, just think about that, okay? The MiG-25 is not a bad aircraft, man. It's just it's late 60s design, you know. Of course it's worse than the F-14. It's not meant to be better what the F-14 does, you know. It's not meant to be a fighter. It is purely an interceptor. But of course the variant that I said is of course the PDS, as I said, would have everything to be good. It would turn like an F-104, but 1,400, 1,300 sea level, it's alright. R40s, RDs would be the evolution from the R24. R60Ms, very powerful radar, as I said. IRST, very very high acceleration, fastest aircraft in the game, fast climb rate of basically the same as the F-14, 200 meters per second, 210. Videos RWR, same as in the MLD, and yeah, it's just an amazing aircraft. And I really don't care that people don't like this aircraft. It's such an iconic aircraft that it needs to be added just because it's iconic. It's an example of, there's a lot of examples of aircraft like this that are in the game that are not the greatest thing ever, but in what I mean, they were the greatest thing ever in what they were made for doing, but not at everything. And they don't mean that the aircraft is bad or the vehicle is bad. So yeah, a lot of myths behind this aircraft and a lot of things. I know that the comments will be filled with them, but I hope you enjoyed and keep your mind open to this idea, okay? It is an aircraft that I think it's deserving of its place in War Thunder, and together with the MLD can be a powerful counter to the F-14. A lot of people are talking about how the MLD was OP at first and basically until now. But remember that we really don't need a power creep shifting from the Soviets to the Americans. We need balance in every single nation. And the MiG-25, I think it's going to bring that a little bit more, uh, and not providing more power creep when you add things like a MiG-29, for example, to counter the F-14, which I think it's what Gaijin will actually do. But I'm completely not in this patch, but soon after it, because I still think the F-14 is going to kind of stomp a little bit. We shall see some updates coming very soon to some aircraft that are already in game. Like, I think the MLD will receive the R60M, and I think the F4F is going to receive the AIM-9L, and etc. etc. A lot of aircraft will receive new missiles because of the F-14, and this will prevent a little bit of the F-14 in the BVR department to be extremely OP or extremely good uh, in a power creep way. I'm going to leave every source that I found with the help of a post that I saw of Epicblitzkrieg. Of course, he always cites a lot of stuff, and he's a very, very cool guy that does this kind of thing. I'm going to leave his post on the MiG-25 on the description as well. A lot of things there that I grabbed from there, and other manuals so that are there as well. So pretty cool. And yeah, thank you for watching, and subscribe, be a member, and see you guys in the skies. So yeah, consider the MiG-25, guys. I think it's worth it. It's such an iconic aircraft. Yeah, believe in the 25, okay? See you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.